Aloo paratha is just one of those dishes which is great all year long. Be it winter, summer, breakfast, lunch, dinner, with a curry, without a curry, it's amazing. Let's make this classic Punjabi dish right now. I'm using one potato here, which should be enough to make enough potato mix for two large parathas. So first thing you're gonna need is some boiled potatoes, which I've steamed in this case. Then add in some ground cumin. Then some chili powder. This is not degi mirch, just plain old chili powder. Then some ground coriander, just a little bit. A pinch of turmeric. The turmeric is gonna add a bunch of grounded flavor and color the potatoes, and a bit of chaat masala as well. Then follow that with some finely chopped cilantro, and if you like the spice, add in some green chilies. Now with the back of a fork or with the potato masher, really bring all of those ingredients together. You can taste from time to time and adjust the seasoning, because this is the only time you can adjust for seasoning before you stuff it in the bread. We're gonna add some more zest into the potatoes with some lemon juice, just a little bit. We don't want too much moisture. And that looks perfect. Just give it a final taste and we're ready to stuff. Now let's head on to our flour. So I have a large bowl here. I'm only making enough for two parathas, so this is about 1 cup. Then add in some water and just use your senses, use the feeling of the flour, the water, the dough, and really add just enough to make a dough that is soft and supple but not sticky at all. And once you have a dough that has combined together, you want to continue kneading it until it gets that nice smooth texture. If you're making a larger batch, you can either use a KitchenAid mixer or any stand mixer. Now the next thing that's very important to make sure your dough doesn't tear is to cover the dough with a damp paper towel or kitchen towel and let that rest for at least 20 to 30 minutes. That's gonna help to relax the dough. And as soon as that's done, let's start rolling out our portions. So I'm gonna divide that into 4 equal portions for 2 large parathas. And I'm gonna show you a much easier method and, in my opinion, a better method to stuff the parathas. I'm not gonna be using the dumpling method where you take a disc, you stuff potato in, and then you kind of seal it and then roll it back out. What I have always found, and I've never liked it in all of my experiences of having parathas made for me earlier, is the center always is lacking the filling because of that seal that you always have to make in the back, and when you roll it out, that center is always full of just thick thick flour. So as you can see here, I'm just rolling it out into a thin disc. It should be about 5 to 6 inches. No need to be exact. Just don't go too thin at this stage because we're going to be stuffing it right now. Now let's add in about 2 tablespoons of our potato mix. You want to make sure that the potatoes have cooled down before you start stuffing it, or you'll cause the atta, or you'll cause the dough to tear and burst as you're stuffing it. So with the back of a spoon, just spread that out, leaving a slight rim along the sides to make sure there's enough room to create a seal with the pear. Simply have to pinch it. You can even add a bit of water along the edges to make this process much easier. Also, I don't like adding any extra salt or ghee into the dough while I'm kneading it, because we're going to be adding some ghee as we're cooking the paratha. Also, the potatoes are already salty, and any chutney or sauce that you have is also going to contain salt. So you don't need salt. You don't need the extra salt in your dough. Now, to make sure that we don't compromise our seal, we don't cause any tears. Minor tears are fine, but nothing major. Just to protect, like an insurance, we're gonna use some flour as like our dusting mixture and just toss that on each side, and then with a very light hand you want to roll this out even thinner. I'd say about 9 to 10 inches, so kind of double in size, and it's gonna spread out very easily, as you can see here. Just be very gentle with it. Go as thin as you can dare, and you may make some mistakes, but that's how you learn. So make sure you roll out really nice and thin, really evenly, without any major tears. Personally, I love it when the paratha tears a little bit and exposes that potato stuffing, because when you roast it on that hot flame with the ghee through the cracks of the paratha, that's the best thing to me. So I have a tawa pan here which is heating on medium high heat, and you want to add your rolled out paratha directly on the tawa. And as you can see, as it's cooking, it's filling up with air and becoming slightly golden brown. Now flip the paratha and we're going to start cooking the other side. Now while that happens, let's start adding some of our ghee. The ghee is really going to help our paratha to become nice and fluffy, full of air, soft, and ghee is amazing. It's clarified butter, full of flavor, and it's really necessary for a hearty dish, brunch like aloo paratha. And the ghee really brings this to life and really makes it look so delicious. And don't you worry, we are gonna add some butter, but at the end. So the butter is gonna be amazing to really finish off these parathas. And now you can tell. And now you see why I'm not making too many. You don't need that much to get full, I guess, unless you like it. And there you have it, guys. This is a simple recipe for a classic Punjabi aloo paratha done really homemade, really rustic style. And I really hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something today. So if you want more videos just like this, don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit that bell icon right up there so you don't miss out on my next video. Give me a like, share a comment if you are going to make this paratha, and let me know what you like to have your aloo parathas with. I'll be reading the comments down below. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.